In the stillness beneath the mangrove canopy, the water's skin mirrors a world above. Leaves trembling in the humid air, the faint shadow of a branch, the delicate outline of an insect clinging to it. Then a ripple. Below the surface something waits, motionless yet calculating. Its gaze is fixed upward, but not on what we would see. It is reading distortions in light, mapping the bend of a beam as it passes from air to water. A sudden twitch of the body, a flash of motion, and a thin column of liquid rises, impossibly straight, cutting through two worlds. The insect shudders, loses its grip, and falls into the mirrored skin. In that instant, predator and prey meet in silence. No splash of pursuit, no thrashing escape, only precision, executed with an elegance that seems impossible without conscious calculation. What exactly is happening in those milliseconds before the strike? No one can say with certainty. The scene resets. Somewhere under the branches, another hunter aligns the angles. This fish, found in the tangled edges of rivers and estuaries, has evolved a hunting strategy so rare it borders on mechanical genius. Known to biologists as the Archerfish, it thrives where water meets dense vegetation, the kind of habitat where insects rest just out of reach. Instead of leaping or chasing, it weaponizes water itself. With a rapid closure of its gill covers and a precise alignment of its mouth, it generates a ballistic jet, a narrow stream moving fast enough to knock prey from perches above. To land a hit, it must overcome a problem that would stop most predators before they begin. Refraction. Light bends when it moves from air into water, shifting the apparent position of the target. What the fish sees is not where the target truly is. For a predator striking at speed, this optical distortion is the difference between a meal and a wasted effort. Yet the archerfish succeeds with uncanny regularity. Its evolutionary backdrop is as much about the environment as the predator itself. Mangroves and overhanging vegetation shelter a rich supply of insects and spiders. But in these spaces, swimming up to catch them is often impossible, blocked by roots or low tides. Over millions of years, selection favored individuals able to exploit a solution without leaving the safety of the water. The result is an anatomical toolkit that works in concert. Eyes angled upward to maximize binocular vision through the surface. A mouth shaped to form a controlled channel for expelled water, and a muscular system capable of delivering rapid, high-pressure bursts. Studies have shown that these fish can adjust both the volume and velocity of their water jets depending on the size and distance of the prey. This alone is remarkable, but it's the accuracy that leaves scientists unsettled. Because here is where the story turns. Aiming through water is an optical puzzle. Aiming through water and air simultaneously with moving prey is something else entirely. The fish's brain must somehow account for the bending of light at the surface, an effect that shifts with the angle of viewing, the height of the prey, and even ripples in the water. And yet, the archerfish consistently lands its shots, often at distances exceeding 2 meters. This is the core mystery. Are these animals born with a neural program already tuned to correct for refraction? Or do they learn the skill through observation and trial, refining their aim with each attempt? In controlled experiments, individuals raised without seeing other fish shoot can still strike accurately, suggesting an innate ability. But other studies hint that social learning plays a role, with younger fish improving faster when they can watch experienced hunters. neither explanation fully accounts for the precision on display. The challenge deepens when high-speed footage slows the action to microseconds. The water jet leaves the fish's mouth in discrete packets, each droplet accelerating until they merge into a single, coherent stream. The timing is exquisite. If the droplets disperse too soon, the force dissipates. Too late, and the shot lacks accuracy. And unlike human marksmen, who can aim and fire from a stable position, the Archerfish Pitztools, from a body suspended in moving water with currents and its own buoyancy to contend with. Every factor should make the task harder, yet the results speak otherwise. Even accounting for the insect's reaction time, often less than 1/10 of a second, the strike lands before the prey can escape. Several hypotheses have been proposed to explain this capacity. One suggests that specialized neurons in the visual processing centers of the Archerfish brain are pre-configured to interpret refracted images as corrected positions, essentially recalibrating reality before the fish moves. Another points to rapid feedback loops between vision and motor control, allowing adjustments mid-shot at a speed too fast for conscious processing. A third theory blends the two, proposing that an innate framework exists but is fine-tuned through experience, much like a musician refining pitch over years of playing. Evidence for each can be found, but none rule out the others. And still, the question lingers. Are we looking at hardwired perfection, or the fastest learning curve in the animal kingdom? Some researchers draw parallels to human ballistics, the way snipers account for wind, bullet drop, and target movement. The Archerfish does something similar, but with fluid dynamics layered over optical distortion. In both cases, success hinges on turning variables into instinctive corrections. The difference is that a human shooter has instruments, rangefinders, and training manuals. The Archerfish has only its senses and its lineage. In the end, the mystery remains intact. Perhaps the answer lies in a synthesis of biology and environment, instinct and adaptation. Perhaps the Archerfish doesn't calculate in the human sense, but acts through a system evolved so precisely that it needs no conscious thought. What is certain is that in every mirrored stretch of mangrove water, beneath every trembling branch, a hunter waits, one that solves the physics of light and movement in the space between heartbeats. And while scientists can model, measure, and theorize, the true mechanism belongs to the fish alone. So the question persists, rippling across decades of observation and experiment. Can a fish do the math of light faster than we can think? Or is it simply that in the long history of predator and prey, some equations were solved long before we arrived to name them?